Police officers of Reddit. What's the weirdest thing you've caught teenagers or kids doing that is illegal, but you found hilarious? I feel like a cop has a story about me and 2 other people. Here goes. I was 20 at the time, and at an outdoor party at a friend's. Late fall, 50 degrees or so, no leaves left on the trees. Roughly 50 to 60 people, mostly underage. Most were drinking. My friend's parents lived in a nicer part of a bad area, and owned an inflatable bounce house business. They had everything set up. A bounce house, sumo suits, massive slide, all sorts of drunken funps. Around 10:30 it's getting loud and the police show up. Someone yells cops. Run. And everyone starts running. I decide to join the crowd, and end up hiding in a bush with 2 people. Then, reality hits. I'm wearing a white hoodie. The guy next to me has on a neon yellow hoodie, and this girl has a glow necklace on. The bush. Not a sleeve on it. Right then a cop walks up, starts laughing and asks, "Really guys?" and shines a flashlight directly on us. He instructs us to head back to the driveway with the other captives, and gives all of us a pretty hilarious speech. Seriously? We are the Flint Police Department. We have a million things better to do rather than chase down drunk minors. We had 2 murders just this week. We were just coming by to tell you to keep the noise down. Now we are pouring out all your beer and calling your parents. Now we are even. Didn't give out any tickets. Just poured out all the beer and called everyone's parents. Nowadays, I wonder if, in order to best serve and protect, the Flint cops would pour out your devil water and replace it with beer. Beer is the only safe drink. The Middle Ages all over again. I had a cop search my backpack once and found a couple of beers and a box of condoms. I was with my friends at the time, so he was like, "Why are there 3 beers, a box of condoms and 2 dudes?" I was speechless. To be fair, officer, now there's 3. Raunchy music intensifies. Officer flashes a big ass grin. My brother was a cop who worked nights in Minneapolis. One snowy night near the UOFM campus he noticed a car weaving, so he pulled them over thinking there would be alcohol involved. Nope, it was a car full of deaf people having an argument which included the driver. He just told the driver to not sign and drive. That for sure is a real thing and scary as ps. I have hearing impaired friends that are horrible drivers, and of course they leave the dome light on in the car to be able to communicate at night, which doesn't help the cause. I mean, I understand it must be boring driving and not being able to listen to music. But ps, that's so scary when they try signing with someone in the back seat. Not a cop, but I have a radio scanner. Dispatcher. Reports of a teenager riding a skateboard naked down Westway. Cop. Is the suspect carrying a suspicious package? Yes, sir. His package appears to be fluorescent green. I'd say that's pretty suspicious. My brother is a cop, and he told me one time he got a call around 9:30 in the morning for a suspicious person sitting in their car in a neighborhood. My bro goes up to him and asks what he's doing. Dude is waiting for his wife to leave for work so he can go back home and play WoW all day instead of go to his own job. My bro tells him to go wait somewhere else because he's freaking out the neighbors. Edit. To clarify a few things, the guy was parked in a different neighborhood than his own because he was hiding from his wife until she left the house. So nobody knew him, and it's obviously suspicious to be idling your car in front of some random house in a neighborhood while kids are going to school. It's not illegal, but he took the good advice to go wait somewhere else, preferably more public like a Walmart parking lot or something. Edit. Also, the dude was scared as ps that the cops were going to go tell his wife that he was hiding from her because he wanted to go back home and play video games. My brother of course doesn't give 2 ps about that. He just wanted the dude to go somewhere else so people would stop calling about it and causing him needless work. Edit. And yes, you can call the cops for any reason you want. It's a necessary but annoying part of a cop's job to go tell some oblivious man Bobby to wait somewhere else because they are disturbing the paranoid soccer moms who think they are going to nab their kids. I'm not sure who's weirder there, the guy who's got nothing better to do than poorly hide from his wife so he can play video games all day, or the neighbors who have nothing better to do than to look out the window all day. A neighbor once paid 4 gardeners to come and fix up our yard because she didn't like looking at it. And that's the story of how we found out our neighbor creeped on everyone in the neighborhood with binoculars. My attractive female neighbor is completely paranoid. She thinks I'm following or even stalking her. She is worried that I may be obsessed with her, and anytime she hears a noise in her house she is purified? Oh, wait, petrified. Sorry, it's not easy reading a diary through binoculars from a tree. My friend had a bunch of prop arms and legs in his car, you know, college. He and his other friend were trespassing in the Northfield tunnels, Google it. And when they get back to the car there is a cop waiting. He asks to see in the trunk, so they open it. He jumps back as secretary, but quickly realizes their arms and legs are fake and he hasn't caught some serial killers. Then gives them a very stern shut up sup look as he calls his partner from the car to come look at this, all shaky voiced, as he tells my friend and his friend to put their hands up. Hella serious. The other cop comes over, looks in the trunk and freaks out, screams, and runs away back to the car. At which point the first cop bursts out laughing and tells my friends haha. He was. He was in Vietnam. And does a get out of here gesture and sends them on their way. So basically he used my friend to pull a super cruel practical joke on his partner. I don't know if it's because of the actual joke or the way you wrote the cop's lines, but he sounds just like Archer. NSW police officer, Australia, 7 years. Resigned. It's money, since everyone always asks. We got a call about kids probably 11, 12 jumping across backyards. They were looking for things to steal, I guess. We searched for them for about 15 minutes. Just as I was starting to get bored with it, I hear laughing coming from a drain pipe. It's AO at 4 foot tall. My mate and I decide to head in. About 30 meters down the tunnel I come see this kid bent over on all fours. Pants down around his ankles. His mate is bent over, sitting on his back spreading the first kid's butt cheeks. There is a third kid kneeling next to the first kid's, but holding a lighter. They were in the midst of doing Blue Angels lighting farts in a dark tunnel. I had no clue what to say. We told them to come out of the drain with us. I advised them not to tell any of their other friends what they had gotten up to, since they would probably get the wrong reputation, and drove them within a block of one of the kids' houses, so the parents didn't know they had been caught. TL. Doctor. Naked flames near naked ps. Edit. Blue Angel is the correct name. Come out with your pants up. I am the great Cornhalio. Come out with your pants down. Are you threatening me? I need TP. TP for my bunghole. It wasn't illegal, but really suspicious. I was a cop in the Air Force. We had just gone into a higher FPCON threat level, and around 11:00 at night I saw 3 people in an empty dark field near some power lines with shovels and a garden hoe. My partner and I decided to stop them and see what was going on, because it didn't look like civil engineering or anyone that should be there at that hour. So we go up, see that they're all about 14 to 15 years old, and they're all sweating and out of breath. We ask what they're digging for, and they say they weren't digging, which after looking around we didn't see any dug up dirt. So my partner asks what they're doing, and they hesitantly answer that they were LARPing. One of their dads shows up and scolds them, telling them how shady they look, apologizes to us, and we send them all back to the dad's house, which was about 100 yards away. I hold back my laughter until I get back to the car, where I have to explain to my partner what LARPing is and why I'm laughing. That's where they're LARPing? Farmville? Edit. Thanks for the gold. Midsommar Murders. I remember this comment from Reddit years ago. That must be a contender. So one of my friends is in a frat. They were having a party, and some guy was dressed up as Captain Jack Sparrow. Awesome, I know. Anyways, the cops show up, and the party is on the 3rd floor. Captain Sparrow looks at them when they come in, throws open the window and yells, "Gentlemen, you will forever remember this as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow," and jumped out the window. Broke both legs, still got his minor in precision. That's honestly hilarious. My brother was once jumping his bike off the end of the public boat dock behind the city hall, which also housed our police station. They had it tethered so it wouldn't get lost on the bottom. A cop came out, watched for a while and said, "I'm fairly certain something about that is illegal, but I can't figure out what, and it looks like fun. So be safe," and walked back inside. We had a ramp built off the end of our dock, with an old anchor rope tied to an old bike. There weren't a lot of local kids, but they all knew that we had no issue if they wanted to stop by and do some jumps, as long as they reeled the bike in and cleaned the mud off afterwards. One day a bunch of us were taking turns doing jumps and basically just surrounded the lake when this cottage kid from down the road rides up on his brand new, very expensively tricked out BMX. He parks up on the road a few hundred feet away from us watching, then sees his chance and just hurdles his way towards the ramp. A couple of people try to wave him off, but the kid just goes for it, nails it at a blistering fast speed, and goes flying 3 or 4 times faster than any of us could go on the tether. He pops up out of the lake waving his fists in the air, shouting and carrying on like he just stole an Oscar from Leo. He swims back to shore and everyone is just staring at him while he carries on. Eventually one of the girls just says, "Dude, was that a new bike?" The kid's face just kind of crumpled in defeat. We all chipped in and tried to find the bike, but our lake is flooded farmland and the bottom is 6 or 7 feet of quicksand like mud. We dove, we dredged, we poked with paddles. Nothing. Kid got in so much ps. I don't think his parents ever bought him another bike. At least it was a sweet jump though.